This will be like a first time back in Las Vegas fighting for the UFC since your debut fight at UFC 173. How is the feeling being back here in Las Vegas?
我感觉更熟悉一些，然后感觉会更好。
I feel a little bit more comfortable and I feel a little bit better this time around. There's definitely a lot that went into choosing where to train for this camp, but Extreme Couture has a great reputation. We know there's a lot of great fighters here. On top of that, in China back home, everybody knows Randy Couture and we know about his gym, so there was that. But probably one of the bigger things is that my coach, boxing guru, which is Jimmy Gifford, has a really good relationship with the head coach here, Robert Follis, who I call the mechanic. And so they got together and we all decided, all three, my team and the two coaches, to come back here and work here.
You look at your opponent, Anton Jafir. What do you make of him and maybe where your strengths are in this fight?
First of all, I have a lot more experience than him. I've been around a lot longer. I've had more fights. But also, I think my speed and my power is better than him, and that's why I think we're gonna beat him pretty handily.
The UFC is really trying to bring a lot more fighters from Asia into the promotion. It seems to be an area that they really want to focus on with their growth, with the promotion. How does he feel about that?
Of course, I really want to support the UFC coming to Asia. I think it's great. I'll do whatever I can to support it, but not just Asia, especially China. I mean, UFC's only ever been to Macau. They haven't been to the mainland, so I would love for the UFC to put more stock into the mainland China. It's a huge market with over 1 billion people, a lot of fans, and right now there are only 4 Chinese fighters signed to the UFC. So I'd really love to see that grow and love to support it. If it gets on Chinese TV, more and more Chinese people will be exposed to MMA and the UFC and fall in love with it just like everybody does. So I think that's a big deal. Of course, I also think that everybody knows that Wushu came from China and martial arts started in China. So I think once the Chinese people are really get a glimpse of what the UFC and MMA has to offer, they're all gonna become fans.
I realized he was coming to Vegas in the middle of summer, and how has the heat been? Has it been pretty intense and crazy, or what do you expected?
A lot of people maybe have never heard of my hometown. It's Xinjiang province in China, which is also a desert, so it's the same kind of dry heat, and I'm very used to it. So I was expecting that. The only difficulty really for me to adjust here is the language barrier, because I don't speak English, so that's why that's why he needs me. Las Vegas has this reputation that everybody knows about as a party city. But for me, I came here with one goal in mind. That's to train, get better, and win my fight. So I'm really focused. Nothing's really influenced me outside of my camp. I haven't had a chance to go to any shows in Las Vegas or anything. So once the fight's over, I'm staying for a couple of days and I'll try and do some of that. I really want to say that I really appreciate this opportunity given to me by the UFC to be a part of this International Fight Week. I know they do it every year, and for them to invite me to be a part of it is huge, and I feel really grateful. I'm also really grateful to all the fans and friends that have supported me here and back home in me coming here this week, and I'm getting a lot of love from back home, so I'm really grateful for everybody. I know that this is not an opportunity that every fighter gets to fight an International Fight Week, so I feel like maybe the UFC brought me here on purpose. They believe in me, and hopefully I'll live up to that and excite a lot of fans and attract more fans to come watch.